Hi everyone, I've done a couple of videos this week on this, the independent group as they're calling it. It's not a political party, it's a private company. So it's a private company, it's not a political party, therefore they don't have to publish who sends them donations, and they've only said so far that they might release the details of anybody who sends them donations over £7,500. That's why it's a company and not a political party. So, you know, for Krishan Guru Murphy to say that it's, what was it, racially or religiously dodgy to suggest that Israel might be funding that party is not just, you know, a borderline anti-Semitic trope that Krishan Guru Murphy is actually repeating. It's actually bloody obvious what they're doing, and it's bloody obvious what's going to happen, and especially when you hear actually who's defected today from the Labour Party. I'll get to that next. There are also 3 members of the Conservative Party who have left and joined this just ridiculous car crash of a group. I'll get to these 3 members in a bit, these 3 Conservatives. It is quite funny there that Tories all week, for the first half of this week, were screaming, we're going to win for the next 10 years, and Labour are split down the middle and they don't know what they're doing, and then 3 of their own bugger off over to that party as well. Honestly, it's the gift that keeps on giving, this is. And the reason I say it's the gift that keeps on giving, because it will come as no surprise as there was an 8th member of the Labour Party to defect this morning, and that is Joan Ryan. And Joan Ryan is pictured here in something that, you know, this picture has made the rounds on the internet. This is something you would have to go to the electronic intifada to get the full information on. But they say here, Joan Ryan MP who fabricated anti-Semitism quits Labour. What? She fabricated anti-Semitism? She fabricated anti-Semitism? But she is one of the chief ones who's calling Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn an anti-Semite. And she's been accused of fabricating that. Yes, she has, as electronic intifada. Report here, Joan Ryan became infamous among the Labour Party grassroots in 2017 when an undercover Al Jazeera investigation exposed her close relationship with the Israeli embassy. That film shows Ryan fabricating a charge of anti-Semitism against a Labour member who challenged her anti-Palestinian stance at the 2016 party conference. There's the lobby, that's part 2. It's a 4-part series. If you really want to know just how badly Israel are spreading and meddling in British politics, go and watch that 4-part series. It's a real eye-opener, it really is, if you're not aware of some of the tactics and the astroturfing tactics of the Israeli lobby and lobbies for Israel. But this goes on to say, the video also shows her discussing Israeli funding of, quote, more than £1 million worth of junkets to Israel with Shay Massot, an embassy agent. The film revealed an LFI employee, that's Labour Friends of Israel, though I think 6 of the 8 Labour Friends of Israel, I did incorrectly say yesterday all of them, I think only 6 of the 8 so far were LFI members. But the film revealed her the employee privately admitting that Ryan talked to Massot most days. So that's who Joan Ryan represents. That's who she represents in Parliament. She doesn't represent the her constituency and the people in her constituency. Like she represents Israel, funded by Israel. That's who she is, and by extension, let's face it, that's who this new group is. You know. I see no reason why an MP should have to apologise for saying this group that won't call itself a party, because then they'll have to disclose who's funding it, might be funded by Israel. I see no reason why she should apologise for that. No reason whatsoever. This article, by the way, continues, and I just want to make a point of this, because Jean Fitzpatrick, the Labour member that Ryan falsely accused, had her membership suspended by the party's disciplinary apparatus. She was later readmitted to the party but received no apology, and Ryan was totally unrepentant. Guess what, Labour Party? If MPs and members of your party incorrectly accuse other members and maliciously call other members out as saying stuff that's anti-Semitic, or Semitic rather, to get them banned, it's proven, and then that person receives no disciplinary as a result, it goes on to happen again and again and again and again. Do you see the problem you have, Labour Party? Do you see why people like me will not join you? It annoys me. It really does. Another thing that annoys me is this. Do you not think that the British public, when they're being told about this affair with Joan Ryan and they're quitting to lead this new group, or to go to this new group, do you not think the information I've just given you about her maliciously trying to get somebody else, or getting somebody else suspended by falsely accusing them of anti-Semitism, do you not think that that is an important piece of information to put in one of the 2 articles that you've written about Joan Ryan today, where she goes on and on and on accusing Jeremy Corbyn of being an anti-Semite? Do you not think it should be within your remit? I don't know, I'm sure it's in your, isn't it in your charter or something like that, that you should inform the British public without bias? That is clear bias. And it's not clear bias to one or the other party. It's clear bias to another goddamn country. These are the 3 Conservatives that have left. Now, the 3 are Sarah Wollaston on the right there, on the far end, and then we've got Anna Soubry and we've got Heidi Allen. Now, Sarah Wollaston, she's quite quiet, actually. She's not very outspoken. She's quite quiet from what I can tell. And she pretty much toes the Conservative line from what I can tell as well. But she turned heads in January because she was the one who introduced the amendment that they voted for on the 29th of January, I think it was, that would have left to another it would have led to another referendum had it won. It failed, but Sarah Wollaston was the one who introduced it. So she's obviously somebody who's pro People's Vote, pro Remainer, Chukka Amuna, blah 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 blah. You can see, and then we've got Heidi Allen, who I happen to know is another Remainer, and obviously Anna Soubry, who can't open her mouth and string 4 words together without saying People's Vote. Just like the other 8 who left from Labour. Well, let's see what they say when a reporter asks them if they're going to stand in a by-election. Oops.
Andy Bell, 5 News. Wouldn't the honourable thing be now, though, to resign and fight by-elections, all of you? And after all, if you think the country is crying out for this, wouldn't a victory be the most extraordinary validation of what you've all been doing?
Okay.
I suppose from...
First of all, good question, mate. Well done. Yes, it would be the honourable thing, but they're not honourable, so...
I suppose from my point of view, I mean, Anna's already touched on this partly in terms of the last thing the country needs right now is a general election or any kind of by-election. I agree with that.
It's unreal, isn't it, how hypocritical these MPs can be. There they are, all 3 of them. The last thing the country needs is any election or by-election, yet all 3 of them are going hell for leather calling for a massive election in a second referendum, one that we already had in 2016, one that hasn't actually been implemented yet. It's incredible, the hypocrisy, isn't it? It's absolutely incredible. And there's just a few things I want to talk about at the end of this as well, because first of all, we want to go to Anna Soubry and just show her bloody horrible record, because there's this gentleman on Twitter, Dave Ward. Any former Labour MP prepared to welcome someone with this record into their new party was never a Labour MP to begin with. And that's the point. I heard somebody say yesterday, 7 Labour MPs leave party they were never really in. That pretty much summed it up. Anna Soubry voted for the bedroom tax, for reducing corporation tax, for £9,000 tuition fees, for phasing out secure life tenancies, against investigating the Iraq war, against a banker's bonus tax, and against increasing tax on earnings over £150,000. And she's gone to this new party that she says is in the centre. That's Centre Party. For crying out loud. It's a neoliberal party. It's a centre-right party. This is the voting bloc. This is the 11. And I retweeted this and said, you know, if this is the starting 11, can you imagine how crappy the subs bench is going to look? Because they're talking about, I mean, the one guy that they're talking about joining, there's rumours he's going to join, that's another Conservative, Ian Austin. I think it's another Conservative anyway. I hope I get that right. And the other guy, I've forgotten his name now. But there's rumours that they're trying to get him to join this illustrious 11. And at the moment, he's suspended because he's under investigation for sexual harassment. You've already got people like Anna Soubry going over there and Chukka who are just the laughing stock. And then you've got other people who are just terrible people like Joan Ryan going over there. And now, not content with being the laughing stock, they're trying to procure the services of some creepy pervert that has been suspended for sexual harassment. I am honestly waiting for this guy to announce he's going to leave, and I think the only reason he won't is because his wife will tell him no.
266 for Labour. That's up 34.
Conservative defections actually the case. Labour on 266 for Jeremy Corbyn's party.
I'm not sure what Stephen's face is revealing here, but perhaps he's realising the Corbyn-free tomorrow he's been thinking about might never actually come.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Can you believe this? Can you believe this channel is over a year old, and that is the first time I have shown that clip? Promise, it's the first time I've shown that clip. But that's the sort of people now they're trying to get into the party. Now, remember, you know, you've got people like Joan Ryan there, and you've got people like Chukka, and now you've got Anna Soubry and Heidi Allen, and these are just the bottom of the babble with regards to MPs, and they've all joined this same party. So you would think that's it, wouldn't you? You would think that's it. I mean, they've got Luciana Berger in the party. And Luciana Berger, let me go on the record, she's faced some horrible anti-Semitic stuff. She has. However, when she calls it out, she directs it in the wrong way. You know, 2 people actually, I think, went to prison and were found guilty of harassing her and that sort of thing. She has seen it. It's not like it's not there. It's just where she's pointing it out now in the direction of the most anti-racist person in the Houses of Parliament for the last 40 years. It's pathetic. And what's most pathetic about Luciana Berger is, as I said yesterday, she was parachuted in to that safest of safe seats in Liverpool, for Christ's sake. Safest of safe seats in Liverpool. She was parachuted into it. Do you know when? I didn't mention this yesterday because I found out afterwards. It was in 2005 she was parachuted into it. Do you know who she was dating at the time? You and Blair. Thank you to Craig Murray, who highlighted that today. So that's the party so far. You would think it can't get any worse, wouldn't you? With those 11, those starting 11, and the subs, a creepy guy, Ian Austin, who I don't know much about, and, you know, probably Stephen Kinnock if his wife doesn't tell him no. It can get worse. Because there are rumours that this guy might come back to politics to lead it. So not content with having politicians in their party. By the way, Chukka was asked straight out, which of Labour's policies do you disagree with? And he couldn't name any he disagreed with. Couldn't name any at all. This is a joke. It's a joke. And the only way I can see them getting through this joke of a stunt is because if the end of it, he's going to become the big hope, and he's going to come back and stand in the next election for this independent group, who are not a political party. They're a private group who can accept donations from anywhere and not have to declare them at all. Yet it's anti-Semitic to suggest it could be from Israel, according to Krishnan Guru Murphy. Go figure that one out. Yeah, I'll keep you informed on this. That thought, though, honestly, somebody in the comments put that thought in my head last night. I started looking at it. I started investigating, and sure enough, a lot of people are speculating that this guy is going to come back and lead this party. And honestly, I had nightmares last night thinking about his return. He's a frigging war criminal. He should be in jail. But then, you know what? They've got all sorts of other despicable people in that party already. A war criminal might just fit right in, don't you think? For more truly honest, independent media like the video you just saw, please subscribe and click the bell below as well so you get a notification of when I drop further videos. If you also like and share and comment on the video as well, that really helps with the algorithm and boosts exposure. And if you can support me, please do so. You can do with any of the avenues on the screen at the moment and below this video. You can support me for as little as $1 a month on Patreon, and every dollar helps. We need your support at the moment. We do not have an operating fourth estate. I'm sure you're aware, a functioning media holding power accountable is vital for democracy. At the moment, we haven't got it. So people like me are having to fill their shoes and do the job for them with your support. Thanks very much for your support. Till next time. Peace and take care.